Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Well, it's been a rather uproarious session once again, the monsoon session, budget session in Parliament. As soon as the House today, the proceedings in Parliament began on day 4, there was once again pandemonium. As opposition MPs protested over the budget, what they call is discriminatory, where, as per the opposition, the government has only been partial to its own allies, where JDU and the TDP is concerned. The showdown continued in both houses, both Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, as opposition MPs protested over the budget being discriminatory and rewarding only Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, the two ally states of the BJP-led NDA. Questions have now been raised about why the finance minister avoided discussing the budget in detail. What is the fine print when it came down to the budget? Opposition labelled the budget as Sarkar Bachao budget, clearly suggesting that the government bribed its allies to support it in Parliament and as a government, and that's why it is being called as a Sarkar Bachao budget, because if they hadn't given that pound of fiscal flesh to Chandrababu Naidu or to Nitish Kumar, possibly the government would have fallen. This is all the claim of what the opposition is making, suggesting of prioritizing political survival over various concerns of other states. Meanwhile, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju hit out at the opposition, contending that the opposition now has resorted to abuse the Prime Minister during the debate on the union budget instead of speaking on the finer aspects of the document.
मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में ऐतिहासिक तीसरी टर्म का पहला बजट पेश होने के बाद देश ये देखना चाहते हैं कि बजट पे चर्चा अच्छी तरह से हो, सार्थक हो, ये सब चाहते हैं। कल ऑपोजिशन पार्टी के कुछ मेंबर, खास करके कुछ दल के नेताओं ने जिस तरीके से बजट के समय में टिप्पणी की और जैसे भाषण दिया, मैं उसको सबसे पहले तो खंडन करना चाहता हूं कि बजट सेशन का गरिमा को नीचे गिरा करके इन्होंने सदन का अपमान भी किया है।
किसी सरकार के लिए भी इससे ज्यादा शर्म की बात क्या हो सकती है? हीरे पर जीएसटी आधा और 1.5% और
कृपया बैठे बैठे नहीं बोले, कृपया
12%, कीटनाशक दवाई पर 18%। ये इस सरकार की असलियत है। सर, एक तरफ तो एमएसपी नहीं बढ़ा, न एमएसपी पर खरीद हुई जैसा मैंने साबित किया, दूसरी तरफ प्रति एकड़ प्रोडक्टिविटी भी कम हो गई। सर, इन्होंने एक झुंझुना बजट लेकर आए हैं, वो बजट है बदला लो कुर्सी बचाओ।
अब मुझे लगता है एक ही योजना बाकी रह गई है मान्यवर, वो योजना है कि हमारी भारत की सरकार, आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार अगली योजना लेके आएगी कि इस देश के नौजवानों को मुफ्त में 5 करोड़ कटोरा बांटा जाएगा। भीख मांगो योजना, भीख मांगो योजना लाने का काम ये लोग करेंगे।
So the Parliamentary Affairs Minister today said that the opposition is lowering the dignity of the House by actually abusing the Prime Minister and not discussing the finer points of the budget. Who is lowering the dignity of the House is the question that we're going to move in this debate on To The Point. Joining me this evening are our guests. We have Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Dr. Shama Mohammed, National Spokesperson, Congress, Professor Jyotsna Tirunagri, National Spokesperson, TDP, Riju Datta, Spokesperson, TMC. I'd like to begin with the TMC spokesperson. Primarily, why Mr. Datta is because the Niti Aayog meeting was scheduled for the 27th of this month, where all the other India Alliance members said, right from the DMK to the Congress, all other chief ministers said of the Congress that we will not attend this meeting because the budget was discriminatory in nature. But it seemed Mamata Banerjee, along with Rajya Sabha MP Derek O'Brien, were to attend this meeting because they wanted to use this platform to strongly bring up what they said was discriminatory practice against the state of Bengal and not giving the funds legitimately due to the state. However, word coming in, Riju Datta, now that Mamata Banerjee is not going to attend that meeting. Which way is it? Can you clarify for us?
Look, as of now, I know Mamata Banerjee is leaving for Delhi tomorrow. Whether she's going to attend the Niti Aayog meeting finally or not, it will be clear by tomorrow. Not today. I cannot make a statement on that today. But what I can say is this. The India bloc stands resolute. It's a joint forum where all the independent parties, all the regional parties along with National Congress have their democratic right and the democratic independence to take their own decision. We respect the decision by the Congress not to attend the Niti Aayog meeting, but we also have our democratic right to attend the meeting. Now, whether my leader will attend or not, that will be clarified tomorrow, not as of now. But the budget that has come out, this Hum Do Hamare Do budget, this Nitish Naidu budget, and I'm saying this on record before BJP twists my words that we are against the people of Bihar or Andhra Pradesh. No, we are happy for Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, and we are kudos to Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu because they have got their pound of flesh and they have tasted blood. But the way a union budget was used to bribe its alliance partners to keep this Mili-Juli Sarkar buoyant and deprive other states, especially West Bengal, is what we are against. You give us our dues. We are not bothered about who you are giving your funds.
Okay, Rijibata, I'll come right back to you because you say they've tasted blood. That's a rather aggressive way of putting it because, like you said, they've got their dues. That's really not tasting blood. But when it comes down to whether the India alliance is actually together or not, that's a different debate. But it was interesting to note because now word coming in that maybe Mamata Banerjee will not attend this meeting. But Riju Datta says that still remains to be seen. But I want to bring in Sanju Verma into the conversation because who's lowering the dignity of the House, Sanju Verma? The charges made by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister is grave when he said the Prime Minister is being abused on the floor of the House. When has he been abused, Sanju Verma? Are the instances, because I have actually sat down to try and go through the last couple of days' speeches, especially on the day of the budget, and our team couldn't really find anything which was abusive in nature.
Preeti, let me be very clear. The moot point here is this, that the opposition is rattled with the budget that was presented on the floor of the House, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, this whole charade. We are Indie Alliance or India Bloc. Don't get into semantics. The fact is that the left and the Congress fight against the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, and in Kerala, the left and the Congress fight each other. And just a few hours back, Akhilesh Yadav has said, जहां भी कांग्रेस का और क्षेत्रीय दलों का आमने सामने टक्कर होती है तो क्षेत्रीय दल कांग्रेस पर हावी हो जाते हैं. So even Akhilesh Yadav has taken pot shots at Rahul Gandhi and Congress. So let's not live in this la-la land that there is indeed something called Indie Alliance. Point number one. Point number two, Riju saying, BJP will twist my words, blah, blah, blah. I have no interest in twisting TMC's words. At the end of the day, TMC is a small party which lost its national party status in April 2023. But that's a different point of discussion, Preeti. I will give out data which clearly debunks this entire falsehood and narrative being peddled by the opposition that Nitish Kumar and the TDP have been given preferential treatment at the expense of other states. That is a whole lot of balderdash, and I'll tell you why. Now your audience needs to listen to this barely in 10 seconds. This is what the BJP is doing and the Modi government is doing for the people of Bengal, because these projects were started with great fanfare and Mamata Banerjee abandoned them midway saying, हमसे ना हो पाएगा, हमारे पास funds नहीं हैं, which is again a big lie. The Kolkata Siliguri Expressway, the Tajpur Seaport, the Varanasi Kolkata Expressway, the Kalyani Airport, the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium, the World Trade Center in Kolkata, the industrial corridors cutting between Bengal all the way through northeastern states, and the setting up of what will be one of the first of its kind, the Bengal Silicon Valley Tech Hub. Most of this, I did not heckle you, please keep quiet, Riju. Most of these projects are going to come to fruition sooner than expected, and the disproportionate funding of all these projects is being borne by the central government. Point number one. And point number two, very quickly, Preeti. I have been on various debates on a zillion channels where, the opposition gives me bhashan. Narendra Modi has completely destroyed the very fabric of cooperative federalism. You are giving the BJP, when I say you, I mean the opposition, including Congress. You are giving gyan to us on cooperative federalism. Preeti, 1 minute. As per the 13th
Ma'am, I don't have 1 minute, you have 10 seconds.
Can I just finish in 10 seconds? As per the 13th Finance Commission, the share of states in the divisible pool was only 30.5%. And today it is 41%, which is a 34%
Okay,
jump.
Riju, I'll come
And
back to you. I know
still
you want to come in for a rebuttal. I'll come back to you. I want to open up the debate first. Okay, where Sanju Verma, I asked you, you gave in a lot of data, but the data that I really asked you, which my team and I were looking for, is grave charges when you say the Prime Minister is being abused on the floor of the House during the budget session. We couldn't find any anecdotal evidence or actual evidence on any speeches to court that the Prime Minister was accused. That's all I'm saying. But I'll come back to that. I want to bring in the Congress spokesperson into this as well. Shama Mohammed, to go and call it discriminatory, to go and call this budget Kursi Bachao budget, all one needs to do, Shama Mohammed, and you know better, is to hark back to 2009. When Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister and how he appeased his own allies. This is politics. It's bound to happen. What's so different? If it was good for the goose, good for the gander, good for you, good for the BJP this time.
I'm so happy you got in that. Let's, before I come into it, about abuse, their own member of parliament, I would call him an RSS judge, Mr. Upadhyaya, called Gaurav Gogoi stupid inside the parliament. So that is called abuse, right? So let Sanju Verma understand what is abuse. 2009, before that, we in 2008, waived off farm loans. Let's not forget that. More than 70,000 crores, which is government. Now, if you look at this budget, we never selected in 2009, our allies and gave them anything extra. If you look at this budget, we have to understand what is the biggest problem in this country is jobs. What can happen? How can you help this? The consumption has gone down. Private investment is not happening, and exports. These are the three important aspects of an economy. And these are still have not changed. What is the biggest problem? Wages from 2012 to now, 2024, has not gone up. But everything has become expensive. What have they done? Now, let me give you an example of something very clever they done. They did nothing for the farmers. And they came out with something called natural farming. We are spending on natural farming, which came in 2019. Natural farming last year was 459 crore was budgeted for natural farming. You know how much was used for it? 100 crores. And this time they made it to 356 crores. So this government is very clever. They did not want to increase the MSP. They don't want to make it legal. So they bring out something called natural farming, in which they have not even used the funds. You see, let's try to understand where this government is going. There are states like West Bengal, Karnataka, and many other northeast states. There's Jharkhand, where there's a huge tribal population. These are the states. Kerala, for example, southern states give a huge amount of tax. Maharashtra, I'm asking, what did these states get? Nothing. It was just Bihar and it was just Andhra. Like Viju Jata says, I am happy that they got the funds. It's important they get it. But let's also, the other states get everything. What I'm asking, what have the youth got today? What are those people who are paying GST through the roof? What are those? Why are the wages not got up? And my question today.
Okay. No, ma'am, I'm going to everyone. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Put it on the private sector. Let me just finish. Let me just finish half a second. This internship sort of thing. And in a company, suppose if there are 50,000 employees, you have to give 10,000 internship. I mean, this is also not
We'll
happening.
come back to the finer points. Okay, Shama Mohammed, we'll come back to the finer points. But there's a larger question like I asked you. Because you've called it not just discriminatory in nature where other states are concerned. You actually use the language that the government has bribed its allies. The BJP has bribed its allies with money or whatever you might want to call it, to keep this. Many of your leaders have used it.
I called it bribe.
Ma'am, many of your leaders. All right, okay, great. Now the fact is, now I'll just give you a few examples, and I'll bring in Professor Jyotsna. I know she also wants to come in, and we'll go back to Riju and Sanju after that. But let me give you a few examples. To say, because this is politics. This is what you do for allies, and you've done it too, is all I'm saying in your years. 2011, and I'll bring in Riju Datta into this conversation as well. If you look at it, forget about internally. Our foreign affairs policy was impacted because Mamata Banerjee did not want a treaty to be signed with West Bengal, and she was your ally at that point of time. So, let's put everything in context here. Or the sheer fact when 2009, Manmohan Singh came into power, he did not want certain ministers from the DMK, but he had to roll back his own decision at that point of time because there was allies' pressure. So Professor Jyotsna Tirunagari, it does seem that you're the cat that got the cream. TDP has walked out very, very happy from all of this.
Preeti, here I have certain questions for the TMC spokesperson, because I see there are contradictory statements from them in this debate itself, in this discussion itself. First thing, Rijuji says, we got our dues. That's what he said. Then immediately he changed his statement saying that we are bribed. So they have to stick on to one statement. What we got, isn't it what we deserve? First question. Isn't it what we deserve? For the past 5 years, there was no mention of Andhra Pradesh in the budget. Why didn't they question then? Today, if Andhra Pradesh is mentioned in the budget, they have a problem with that. Again, my question is, I'm coming back to the point. They passed contradictory statements. Again, I'll tell you here. Congress on a whole says, Preeti, let me put it very clearly here. Congress on a whole says, in the country, on the national level, they say that, this is not NDA budget, this is Nitish and Naidu budget. That's what they say. And when it comes to Andhra Pradesh, the Congress president of Andhra Pradesh, Sharmila, says the budget has not been is not enough for the state of Andhra Pradesh. BJP has cheated Andhra Pradesh, so they don't know what they are saying. Second thing, now you have to understand, all of you who are sitting there have to understand that Andhra Pradesh does not have a capital. Kindly understand that. We are shattered. We are in a grave financial condition. That's the reason we have asked for special attention to the state. If a particular state, based on the conditions of the state, gets something extra, yes, it is extra if you say so, then what is your problem? First thing, they have to stop passing these contradictory statements, Preeti. First, and then again, I'll come back to that. Nothing extra to us. Nothing extra to us. AP reorganization.
No, ma'am, you also contradicted yourself. Come on, ma'am, you also contradicted yourself by saying, so what if you got something extra, and now you're saying nothing extra to us. The fact is, ma'am, let's just put this in perspective.
Can I come in?
I don't know why we are hiding behind any... Okay, ma'am, complete. 10 seconds, please complete.
Please let me come. I said, in the AP Reorganization Act, it is very clearly mentioned that any assistance for the construction of the capital is the responsibility of the central government. So that's the reason I said, we are not getting anything absolutely extra as such. But when it comes to this particular budget,
that's how you interpret it. But I don't know why we need to hide behind any charade. This is politics. This is how it works. The last 10 years, there wasn't a coalition government, and this is what coalition politics is all about. Not just the politicians. Every possible newspaper headline did say this is a budget for Andhra and Bihar first. Now, is there anything wrong with it? We can interpret it, but this is politics, Riju Datta.
Jyotsna ji, with all due respect, Andhra Pradesh needs this budget. No doubt in it. The people of Andhra Pradesh needed it. But Jyotsna ji, you have to understand, BJP is in power for the last 10 years. They did not give you the funds. They only gave you the funds because if now Chandrababu Garu moves away from Modi Sarkar will fall. So that is why this is a bribe. But yes, the people of Andhra Pradesh deserve this budget and more, and I'm with you on that. So I did not contradict myself. Now coming to my favorite spokesperson, Sanjuji. Sanjuji said TMC is a regional party. Why give them so much importance? Yes, it's a regional party which has trashed Mr. Modi and his entire armada, black and blue, election after election after election. Second, abusive language. The leader of the world's largest party, Musalman, Mujra, Didi o Didi, भैंस छीन लेंगे, आज बोल रहे हैं कि हमको अपशब्द कहा जाता है. अरे the opposition, अभी वक्त बदल गया है. The opposition will ask you spicy questions. Why is BJP becoming a party of Rudalis? And why is the Pradhan Mantri becoming so chui-mui? There will be strong questions that will be asked and you have to answer.
I will allow you, allow him.
Let me finish.
Let him finish. Yes, go ahead. 10 seconds.
Sanjuji gave a list of funds that has been allocated. Now the problem with these erudite spokespersons of the BJP is they try to manipulate this. What Sanjuji said, these are central or union government assets. Now it is just like saying Taj Mahal को हम पैसा दे रहे हैं maintenance के लिए, वो यूपी के fund में दे रहे हैं. You are not giving Bengal its Manrega funds, its Awas funds, and you are giving for metro tracks. It is a central government asset that you are giving the money for. That money is not coming to the people of Bengal. Please don't lie like this.
All right, Riju Datta, you made your point. Ma'am, yes, please come in. I'm not even asking a question. Let's go for a rebuttal because I'm going to run out of time and I'm going to bring in the Congress spokesperson next. Go ahead, Sanju Verma.
Thank you. Riju, first and foremost, thank you for your left-handed compliment of saying that I am one of your favorite spokespersons, but I'm not going to return the favor to you. And I'll tell you why, on a lighter note. Because you said, why has the Prime Minister become chui-moi? Prime Minister koi chui-moi nahi hai. तीसरी बार 62 सालों में पहली बार वही आदमी प्रधानमंत्री कंसेक्यूटिव टर्म के लिए आए हैं. That is the charisma of Narendra Modi, Mamata Banerjee plus Rahul Gandhi plus Udayanithi Stalin plus MK Stalin plus Lalu Yadav plus Akhilesh Yadav, सब मिलकर भी you could not stop Prime Minister Modi from taking oath as the PM for third time in a row. तो शांत हो जाओ. As for abusive language, I will only tell Preeti's audience this. After the Hamsa Khali gang rape, where a 14-year-old was gang raped, Mamata Banerjee said, "Hey, mate, pregnant chilo, na eta rape chilo." Now, was this a love affair gone wrong? A woman who actually casts aspersions on the character and credibility of a 14-year-old girl, she has no right talking about, the moral high ground when it comes to abuse. Now, the most important point, because I don't want to digress on Preeti's show. The most important point is this. First and foremost, the Congress spokesperson said consumption has fallen. Currently, every month we are selling 20 lakh motorcycles, 5 lakh scooters, 1 lakh tractors, and Maruti is selling 5 cars every minute. The average income was 2.1 lakh per annum in 2011. That stands at 13.4 lakh per annum now as per CBDT data, which is a 538% jump, showing the rise in purchasing power of the middle class. She said investment is falling. Corporate India's capacity utilization currently is 86%, the highest it's ever been. It added profits of 12 lakh crore to their balance sheets last year. And her final point that exports are falling. Our exports in financial year 23-24 was $760 billion. In Congress time, it was not even $300 billion. So
all right, ma'am. Okay. Shama Mohammed coming for a rebuttal. Go ahead. 1 second.
Sanju Verma,
I want to bring in Shama
starts lying. That's a wrong figure. The exports is $14.5 billion. So Sanju Verma, don't think just because
let's
you are
go one by one. Ma'am, come on. Let's
and lie on national
accord each other the same
speak.
courtesy.
Now it's my time to speak. Now my time to speak. Their own economic survey, not me, has said consumption has fallen. Their own economic survey is saying private investment is not happening. So it is not me. They have an economic survey which happened just before the budget. So she comes out and lies. Let's understand that. We all know that there is an issue. There is no employment. That's why they post this thing on private companies. So employment is and consumption is down. And there's one important thing. This government is only bothered about fiscal deficit. They got it to 4.6. They don't care about if people have money in their pockets or not. They just want to reduce the fiscal deficit every year. Now it's become 4.6 according to them. And last to the TDP person, I want to say something. She says, the Congress party says one thing now. Let me make you understand. You left the BJP in 2019 because they did not give you the special package. Then what happened in the Rajya Sabha? 4 of your members of parliament joined there. It got merged. Do you remember all this or have you ever forgotten everything? So let's understand what happens over here. These lollipops they give you, they eat up.
She's telling lies and you're giving her a free run.
No, can we just go?
Party to
Ma'am,
grow
I give you time. Everyone's getting equal time.
Budget for the country, not for individual parties.
I want to go to Professor Jyotsna. Ma'am, you want to come in? You've been asked a question by the Congress spokesperson. Can I get Professor Jyotsna Tirunagri? Go ahead, ma'am. 1 minute.
That's what I'm answering. I asked her a question. Why is there a different notion in the National Congress and in the state Andhra Pradesh State Congress? She didn't answer that. And she started saying that 2019 we came out because there was no special package.
All right.
That was in 2018, Shama. And I'll tell you the reason also. Certain promises that were made then. We had a discrepancy on certain issues. Yes, we came out. But later on that discrepancies were resolved.
10 seconds, Sanju Verma, what's the question? I'll go back to the Congress spokesperson. 10 seconds. Keep it to 10 seconds. Sanju Verma, 10 seconds. Okay, I can't hear anything.
I need my time.
Ma'am, 10 seconds. There is this. You've got enough time. Everybody's got equal time. You have 10 seconds to pose a question, which you are saying right now. So go ahead, ma'am.
I am not posing a question. I'm making my point, Preeti. Please don't heckle me. Thank you. Shama Mohammed says their own economic survey has said this and that. Our economic survey has also said when the world is struggling to grow at 2%, India is the fastest growing economy, having grown at an average of 8.37% 6% per annum in the last 3 years.
Shama
We
Mohammed,
grew
10 seconds.
last
And I'm
year.
closing the show. Can I get Shama Mohammed for 10 seconds?
No, she's saying we are the fastest growing economy. In 2022, we were supposed to be 5 trillion economy. Where is that, Sanju Verma? You can say what you want.
Okay.
5 trillion economy. Where is that? 2022 farmers' income doubled. Where is that?
Okay.
Where are my
All right,
100
with that, it's a close on this debate. I appreciate all four of you for joining us. Thank you there. But when it came down to abuse on the floor of the House, where our esteemed Prime Minister is concerned, at least till now we haven't seen any evidence to prove so otherwise. We asked the spokesperson there. On the other hand, where you've had the opposition who is targeting the government for what they call is a bribe or discrimination at the cost of Bihar or Andhra Pradesh, well, it is hypocrisy because the Congress did it in its time as well.